Hello! There it is. Hello, hello, hello! How is everyone doing? Hope you're having a superlative Saturday. What is going on? We are playing some queer games from the Queer Games bundle. Check them out here at fellas.is.gay. We are helping promote the Queer Games bundle, which is over 600 games and TTRPGs, zines, music, a bunch of stuff made by over 300 queer artists. Very cool stuff, and we're playing through it. Hello, Lost Lake. Welcome in. How are you doing? Eggbug, you are slightly askew. All right, well, I guess Eggbug's just going to be slightly askew. Yeah, I am doing well. What is up with you? How was the beach yesterday? And then, yeah, this is the first game we are playing. That is, of course, Primrows by Terciops Truncatus Studios. Is it Terciops? Did I write that down correctly? Let me see. Yeah, it is Terciops. I did write that down correctly. There you go. So let's check it out. Let's grow. Hi, you must be new here. Follow me and I'll show you how to garden in Primrose. Primrose is a game of chance and pattern matching. Water your garden with the watering can to make it grow. Okay. Oh, whoa, look, there it goes. Look at these smiling flowers. Let's learn what makes them happy. No two of the same flower in any column. Okay, so they have to be unique. No two of the same flower in any row. Gotcha. No two of the same flower in any quad. So far, this is 2x2 Sudoku. One flower is causing issues. Trap it to prune it. Okay, cool. Each open tile on the garden will grow a new random flower. And then tap it to grow a new flower. Great. Beach was nice. Good. It is also not my favorite place to hang, but glad you had some good fam jam time. That was lucky. I guess it was. Harvest to collect points. Harvested wheat. Play continues for 3 rounds. Water again to keep going. Okay. Pay attention to your water reserves. I do see that. I'm at 2 of 3 right now. You'll have 2 chances each round to prune and improve your garden. This one looks pretty impossible. Or can I prune multiple? Start by pruning away this group of sleeping... those guys. Okay. I see. So I can prune multiple. The remaining have perked up. Great. Good feedback. This means they have a chance of blooming into happy flowers. 1 water is enough to grow flowers in every empty tile. Gotcha. You can prune these flowers in the corner, too. I will do that. If you change your mind, tap an empty tile to bring that flower back. Now that every flower left is awake, water again to see what grows. So I still have a problem. Some of these flowers are happy now. When flowers are happy, they'll score points. Flowers are happy when they are one of a kind in their row, column, and quad. With practice, you'll learn which patterns lead to happy flowers. Try pruning these flowers next. Okay. Water one final time to see what you get. You couldn't make them all happy, but that's okay. You'll get 5 points for each happy flower. Harvest to collect points. Great. Water your garden to start the final round. You can also score points by completing sets, rows, columns, and quads. Okay. A set is complete when every flower is different. These markers will help you spot which sets are complete. I see that. Prune some of these duplicate flowers. There are no duplicates left in any set, so let's water your garden again. All of these rows are complete, but not all columns and quads. Try for a higher score, to try for a higher score, you need to break up completed rows. It's a risk, but all part of the strategy. Try pruning these flowers and see what happens. That turned out well. Each completed set earns you 5 points. Yeah. Notice that sets can be complete even if their flowers aren't all happy. Sure, that makes sense. Like this row, the red one is unhappy because there's one in the column, but it's the only one in the row. And flowers can be happy even if their sets aren't all complete. Which is, I guess, true of this one, Because it's happy even though the quad is not happy and the column is not happy. Harvest your final garden. Well done. Now let's see what you can do on your own. So it's interesting because the way to get a happy flower is the same as getting happy sets, right? There's not a choice being made here. But we'll see. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yep, I get it. Like, you want the Sudoku solution. My name is Eugene, and I'm here to help you grow. Okay, thank you. Alright, so they're all unhappy. Alright, so we have a deadly pattern here, so we should get rid of 2 of these. This is enough to get rid of that. And then this is enough to get rid of that. And then finally, one of these 2. Oh no, I also have to get rid of a red. So let's get rid of these. Is that... I mean, yeah, it really doesn't matter. I guess I need a red in here, but I don't have one, so... Okay. So... This is a good row, so I want to keep that. This is also a good row. And there's a good quad. So I want to focus on maintaining those. There's a little bit of a Yahtzee aspect in here, too. So I'm, like, pressing my luck. Okay, so I do have to break up one of these, though. Interesting. This is a problem. Okay, so let's get rid of these. So I'll maintain this happy row. Or column. Get rid of that. And now... I guess that? Let's try for it. Yeah, that was pretty good, actually. There's only this row in this column that's unhappy. Okay, cool. This is a cute game. I like it. So I guess I'll try and maintain this. So we'll get rid of you. This is a mess here. And this is closer, so maybe I want to try and keep that, so we'll get rid of you. We'll get rid of that and that. I mean, is there a way to get rid of fewer, I suppose, is my question. I need to get rid of one in here, and one in here. No matter what. Right? Or one here, one here, one here. So I have to get rid of, I have to prune 3, no matter what. But I guess I'd like to keep one in each row, column, and quad if I can. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Sure. And then I also want to get rid of a red here, which ends up being you. Okay. Cool. So those 2 are good. This row's a mess still. Huh. You're happy and you're happy. But you can't be happy together. At all. Huh. Okay. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. And I have to get rid of, I guess, you. Okay. Oh, no! That was awful. Okay. Alright, third round, let's see it. Okay, this is also quite difficult. There's 3 in this row, so I have to get rid of 2 of them. Let's see, I can get rid of that. I feel like I'm making optimal choices, but maybe not. Okay. No interaction here, but there's 1, 2, and 2. So I can get rid of... I need to get rid of 2 in this quad. Okay. I need to get rid of 2 in this quad. Alright. Like, I think I want to get... maybe I want to maintain as many flowers as I have. I feel like that should be, like, an extra wrinkle in here. Hey, Kayan, welcome in. Hope you're having a superlative Saturday. What's going on? No worries. Go ahead and do your stuff. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. I guess it makes sense that I want to maintain these. Kinda. Is it... Let's think about this from a mathematics standpoint, right? So right now, I have a 1 in 4 chance of this being the one I need, which is... Oh, okay. I'll come back to that later. Let's assume that, right, we're just looking at this one. Maybe let's look at this one. This column. So I have a 1 in 4 chance here of getting the purple, which would be, I assume it's completely random like that. It is serene. It's a little bit like randomized Sudoku. Right, so is it better... Let's just do a little thought experiment, right? So right now, if I run it, then I'll have a 1 in 4 chance of getting a happy row here, or happy column. If I were to get rid of this as well, then I have a 1 in 4 chance of getting a purple and a 1 in 4 chance of getting a blue. So, that's actually rarer, right? That's 1/4 times 1/4. That's 1/16th chance. So I do want to maintain the ones that I already have. However, something I realized I was not paying attention to. Do I have any other reds here? No. Okay. Right, so this is the situation that I had. And actually, I want that to stay there, so I'm going to get rid of that. But if I get the one that makes it happy here, the red, then that's going to make it unhappy here. So I'm in a bad place. So I actually maybe don't want to do it that way. Let's think. Right? I want to optimize for... I was optimized for keeping as many as possible, but maybe that's not what I want to do. I have to look at where I can... where getting that... I can capitalize on getting the good one. So... Right? Like, out of these 2... is there a better one to keep? And I guess this one, because now if I get a purple here, it's good, and I have to get rid of this one anyways. I have to get rid of a couple of purples. Right, so now if I get a red here, that's good. Actually, if I get a red here, that's good. So getting a red here fills up those 2. I need to get rid of another blue. Let's get rid of that blue. And so I need to get a red here, and I need to get a gray here. Which is possible, right? Now at least I have a possible solution. This is also not good, though. Because, let's see, I can get a red here, and I can get a gray here. Right? That'll be happy, happy, happy. Okay. Let's get rid of this. And then I can get a red here, or a red here, and a gray in one of these. So I actually want to get rid of these two, I think. So I'll have the optimum pattern. Oh, the optimum... I have a possibility of getting something that'll work out, right? No, I don't, actually. And that is because there's nowhere for blue to go in this quadrant. So maybe I want to do that. No, okay, okay. Let's try that. Yeah. Okay, so blue... Nope, there's still nowhere to blue to go. Sorry. This. Still nowhere for blue to go. Now blue can go here. Purple needs somewhere to go in this row. So in fact, I think I want to do more like that. Right? Now there's a place for purple to go, and a place for purple to go up here. And then red and orange are pretty unrestricted. Alright, let's try this. Except now I got a bunch of, after doing all that, I got a bunch of repeats. Okay, okay, let's think about it though. I think let's still analyze it in that same way, right? So let's get rid of you, and we have to get rid of one of you. Which, let's do that. Does it matter, really? Yes, not really. I'm gonna have a hard time placing red here anyways. Because red has to go in this column, and it has to be in this quadrant. So... no. That doesn't work. That works. Red can go there. Except both red and orange have to go there. Okay. Orange can go there, that's fine. Purple can go there, that's fine. If purple goes here, then purple has to go up here. Okay. Orange can go there, orange can go there, but then orange has to go there. So... alright, let's try that. Yeah. Red, pink can go up there, then. Purple can go there and there. Yes. Red's there. Ooh, hang on. But now orange and you go in the same place. So maybe this is the move. Right, red. No. There's no way this works out. Okay, blue's up there. I need pencil marking. Okay. Blue and orange will go up here. Is there a way to do this where it's possible? Okay, that's gray. This would have to be gray. Which is fine, but no, because then gray goes in this column. I think we just get rid of orange. Gray goes here. Orange can go anywhere then. Orange can go here. Orange can go there. So then that's orange. That's red. There's 5 colors. Interesting. I'm just now realizing there are 5 colors. So my analysis has been wrong. Or rather, there are valid solutions that could work. Let's try this. This is fine. It didn't work out great. But, okay, 40 points. Because nobody's happy except for those 3. Wow, okay. Okay, let's keep working on this. Wow. That's quick play. New mode unlocked, journal play. Sure, let's try that. In journal play, you'll work towards specific objectives. Water your garden to start. Sure. Now let's focus on completing rows. Sure. Prune these duplicate flowers within each row. Don't worry about anything other than the rows right now. That's easy. We'll water to see if we get lucky. Oh, we did! The rows are complete. In this mode, we record each garden in a journal. Tap it to open it. The journal is a list of objectives. Okay. 4 rows. 2 quads. This entry is for completed rows. Tap the entry to select it. You'll earn 10 points for each completed row for a total of 40. So this is really Yahtzee now. And then tap this to collect points and continue playing. Great. Game continues until you fill the entire journal. Water again to keep going. Alright, let's see it. This time let's focus on only planting happy oranges. Okay. Start by pruning these. And then clear off this for another room. Yeah, okay. So that's sort of what I was getting at before. Is that I want to make sure that there's opportunities to get it. You made progress. Keep pruning and try to grow 4 happy oranges. You got 2 happy oranges. Record that for your journal. Oh boy. Okay. 2 oranges are lit up on the scorecard for the 2 happy oranges you grew. You'll get 10 points for each happy flower only for a total of 20. Tap this entry to select it. And then I click this to get my points. Okay, cool. Let's plant 1 more garden for practice. Water your garden to start. This could be a high-scoring garden. Check the journal before you prune. Scores we recorded the last 2 rounds are already filled in. You can't use these categories again this game. This entry is a catch-all that scores 5 points for any happy flower. Cool. This entry scores 5 points for every completed set, any set. Let's return to the garden. Prune these flowers and try to get a prize garden. Okay. Water the garden again and see if you get lucky. You did it! A prize garden! Record this in your journal. Okay, so this is the perfect one. I see. And indeed, yeah. There's 5 different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That we're filling into a 4x4. So I'll have to think about that. Okay. In doing my analysis. Great. Each prize garden earns you 80 bonus points. Try full game to see what you can grow. Cool. Great. Alright, let's try it. Alright, None of these look good. Alright, so let's start with the reds. We gotta get 2 out of this row and 1 out of each quad. So this is the most efficient way to do that. 1 out of this row, 1 out of this quad, so that means you. 1 out of this row, it doesn't really matter. Sure. And then this could be gray or purple, and that would be fine for either. No, only purple would be fine, actually. So a 20% chance of something good. Well, let's look at the blues. So 1 out of this row, 1 out of this row, and 2 out of this quad. So we'll get rid of that. Oh, also 1 out of this row. That doesn't really matter. Okay. So if this is blue, then that's fine. Yeah, all of those have the potential to be happy. Okay, I guess let's go for rows this time. Oh no, I have to score it now. I have to score it at each increment. Okay. So is it better to get... how many happies do I have? I have some. I have quite a few happies, actually. Should I do the miscellaneous happy and get 40 points? I guess I have 8. Or I could do... Ooh, I could do the 30 reds out of a possible 4. I think I'm going to do that. That's the most points I can get right now, except for the... But I'm assuming I can get better later. Or I may want that later to get, you know, better. Okay. Okay. How interesting. Oh, wait. Did I not fully do my garden? Did I mix that up? Do I do it at every step? Or do I do 3 of these? Oh, out of 10. Yeah, I think I screwed that up. Oh, well. Okay. So, I gotta get 3 out of here and 1 out of here. So that's for sure you. And then... 1 of you... Let's just get this entire quad gone. Boop. And... It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, this is bad. But that's a good quad and there's a good row. So I'm going to... And that's a good quad. So yeah, I'm going to take out of here, probably. And then get rid of you. Because you could be a... gray. And it would work. Or a blue. A gray or a blue. Either one would give me 2 rows and 2 rows and 2 columns. Okay. So this is pretty good, actually. I got 3 quads, and I got 3 columns and 2 rows. So which one do I want? Oh, I could... Oh, 50 is pretty good, actually. I got a lot of happy. Fine, let's do that. Although, am I going to do better than 3 quads? I feel like I'm not going to do better than 3 quads. I'm going to take that. Okay. Get rid of you. Doesn't really matter. Get rid of you. Because that opens up the possibility for that to be a purple. And then, I don't know. There's really not anything good. Alright, let's try that. Okay. That's pretty good already, actually. Okay. And then which one of these do I want to get rid of? So if I get rid of you, then you could be red. And that would be happy. Okay. Let's try it. Ooh, okay, okay. That's pretty good, too. Let's take the 3 columns this time. Great. Okay. Get rid of you. So many blues. Which ones am I getting rid of? I need to get rid of 2 from here, so... Bop. And bop. Yeah, okay. Curious. Okay, 3 rows is really good. And 3 columns already. Okay, so what do I want to do? So I want to get rid of one of these. They're both good. Wow, okay. Huh. I mean, it's a 50-50. But let's think. If I get rid of you, then what can you be? You can't be blue. Can't be red. You can't be purple. You can't be orange. Okay. You could be gray, though. So that would be the better choice there. And then, similarly, if you are red, you're okay. But if you're red, you're not. So we'll do these. Come on, prize garden. No prize garden, unfortunately. Ooh, and demonstrably worse than the one before it. I should have just locked in my 3 acrosses. Ugh, okay, what am I gonna do? I have a lot of happies. Let's do a lot of happies. Okay. Alright. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. And then, okay. You and you. Great. Okay, get rid of you. And then one of you. Which one? If I get rid of this, then gray could complete it. And if I get rid of this, then red could complete it. So it doesn't matter. It's a 50-50. Okay. Oh, but I'm going for a cross. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter either way. If I do that, you could be a red. And that's it. And you could be a red. Okay. I think this is what I want. Oh, wait. One more. Hang on. You. Okay. And this can be a gray. That could be a gray, that could be a red. Alright. There's a path forward. Alright. Let's go for you. We'll go for the one that recommends. I'm getting Yahtzeed now. Okay. I need one out of here and one out of here. But 2 out of each of these columns. Oh, what? So I should just get rid of both of these, I guess? Huh. Yeah. How annoying. Okay, that's happy. And I guess I'm going for rose this time. So let's do this. Okay, cool. Okay, 3 rows is pretty good. Focusing on rows. This row is a disaster. So let's just get rid of... I can leave you, I guess. And then I'm gonna leave that, even though you can't be happy. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Oh. Should I go for the complete sets? I guess I should go for the complete sets. That is really good. That was better than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. I do wish it would do that first one for me. Okay. 2 out of here. Sure. 2 Actually, just one from these. Okay. One from here, one from here. But two from this row. Okay. Great. And then... doesn't matter. Okay. Huh. Ha 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 ha. This is terrible. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Which one from... I guess you. And then... Whew. Alright. This is a bad one. Oh no. What do I take here? That sucked. Alright. The 3 happy purples. Whew. This is a rough board. Come on. Doesn't matter really. Okay. Trying for rows again. I didn't get any rows. Huh. I got that one. Okay, let's try this. Okay, 2 rows. Is that my best? No, the 3 happies is my best. Okay, 3 happy blues. Whew. Running out of things, and running out of chances to get perfect boards, too. Perfect gardens, okay. Okay, I need to remove 2 from here. That's interesting. Is there any way to do this? 2 from here, 1 from here, 1 from here. That... yeah, I think that's the only way to do it. Right, because I need 2 from that row as well. God, come on. Preserve that. And you. And you. Not a good start, if I'm being perfectly honest. So, let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Now, which one do I want to sacrifice, is the question. Or maybe I don't sacrifice either. Because I could still get 4 good rows. It's just impossible to get a perfect garden. Oh, I guess there's 3 left, though. So, let's go for rows. Yeah, okay. I got 3 good rows. I guess that's what I'm going for. Yeah. And whites are my backup if I don't get a perfect garden now. Okay. So I need 2 out of you. Which one? Doesn't matter. Boy. Okay. That was a rough starting garden. Okay. That's not bad. If I can get these correct. Oh, well, Happy, happy. That'll be happy, probably. No. Because if I get rid of this, then it's the potential for the gray to be unhappy, whereas now it's happy. But do I want to sacrifice a guaranteed happy for a potential at a perfect garden? I mean, I gotta, right? It's a 1 in 5 chance of making these two unhappy. These three unhappy. Whew. And also a 1 in 5 chance of making these two unhappy. That's really bad. Hang on. What are we doing here? Should I do this? Is that a better... But then I have 3, but it'll be minimized. Because those two could still be... No, it doesn't really matter, does it? Right? So, like, even if I just do this... Right? Like, I have 2 guaranteed happies. If I do this, then there's a 1 in 5 chance of just getting the 2 happies. Which is pretty bad. But, well, no, an 80% chance of getting 80% chance of getting 4 happies, but 0% chance of getting perfect garden. Here, I can get a perfect garden if this is blue. That's it. If this is blue, that's the only one. Okay. If it's blue, but any other color will get a happy. And it'll get a happy if it's blue. And then here, if this is blue, then what can this be? This can be red. And that's it. So to get a perfect garden, it is a 1 in 25 chance. And then to get more than 2 happies, this is, if this is 80% and 80%, I think I do this. I think it's still better than the guaranteed 2. Okay. I got the 4 happies. Didn't get the perfect garden. Was 1 away from the perfect garden. If that was red, was a perfect garden. But that's fine. I'll take that. Oh, okay, okay. Oh no, I'm 10 shy of the best. Okay, what's going on in Mayman? New weekly challenge, Rotten to the Core. Sure, let's try it now. Toxic flowers on toxic tiles wither away if not harvested immediately. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So I want to get rid of those anyways. And probably one of you, which one? Doesn't matter? Kind of. You I will get rid of, and also you. Well, no, that's a good row. Let's get rid of you. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's gonna wither away. I'll watch it, I suppose. And then get rid of you. And get rid of you. Okay, let's go. This is annoying. Okay, so we'll get rid of you because you're unhappy. You're going to be unhappy anyways, and you're also unhappy. How interesting. And we'll get rid of you. And which one of these two? Doesn't matter. I suppose if I get rid of this... Oh no, if I get rid of this, it can just be purple. If I get rid of this, it can be blue or gray. Oh no, this can be purple or gray. And this can be blue or gray. So it doesn't matter. Okay, well, whatever. Yay! I got that. So, I mean, I guess that's it. 75 points. Okay, okay. I suspect everyone has the same seed here, also. It's a little plant joke for you. Seed. Okay, so these two gotta go. Gotta go. One of you has to go. I suppose... Okay, let's unwind this, but... So one has to go from here, one has to go from here, one has to go from here. Which means I need to get rid of 2, and one has to go from here. They can kind of overlap, but not really. So I can get rid of you, and then I have to get rid of one of these two. Which is annoying. I suppose you, it doesn't really matter. And that's gonna go away anyway, so who cares? It took a second to germinate, eh? Yeah. I see what you did there. Okay. I mean... Oh, I'm out of water. I guess I get 50 here. That was unlucky. Again, I do wish that there was a tiny bit more of a wrinkle, because I feel like... Even knowing the math doesn't really matter. But who knows? Like, it doesn't help you any. Sure. Sure. Oh, wait. Hang on. I'll get rid of you. And you. Because I'm still just at the whim of whatever happens. Yeah, get rid of all of you. Get rid of you. Sure. It's a really interesting idea, and I like it. But it just isn't quite... They, like, have a lot of meta stuff that you're doing. I think Ooh, monthly challenge, drought, sure. The journal, the Yahtzee mode, is the one that makes the most sense to me, where you're, like, betting long term over, am I gonna get a better roll than this? I think that that's the best use of this mechanic, but it does feel like it needs something layered on top of it, because right now it is kind of rolling dice with extra steps. But, yeah, I like it. It's not quite 100% clicking for me yet. Very interested in it, though. Right? Like, I guess my point is, if I have a 50-50, or if I have I'll show you on the next one. Drought, okay. Fill multiple categories in the scorecard. Rain barrel, unused. Water can be saved for later rounds, but there's less water. Okay, so this is really interesting. Cool, so I get 2, but I can use some. Okay, so... Okay, I have to get rid of so many of these. Sure. Right, so here's my question, right? Is, does it really matter that I have a choice between cutting this one and cutting this one? Because they're functionally equivalent, right? I'm going to keep one of them. And I hope that the other one turns into something that's not red. And there is some, like, context around it of, like, what would be better or worse. But, you know, assuming an empty grid, that one decision that I'm making, does that really make any difference? And maybe it's enough that it's like, okay, well, I have to look at, you know, each one of these quads and rows and columns to also help inform my decision. But in this case, they're very equivalent. So, I guess I'm going to get rid of E. So, you know, it's kind of just, it is just rolling dice with extra steps. Look, a rain barrel. Any unused water will be saved for next round. I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily, but it is something that I'm considering. Right? Like, there's a lot of making me feel like I have influence over what's happening when I pretty much don't. And in a single player game, you know, I wonder, I'm thinking about the value of that. And I'm not to, you know, it's not to say that there isn't any, but I am thinking about it. Huh, okay. Oh, wait. Do I want to do this, or do I want to spend a barrel? Right. Right, okay. 10 rounds is wild. Okay, I got nothing. I do think I want to spend a barrel here. Okay. That really wasn't that worth it. Okay, fine. I could spend another one, but I'm not going to. I guess let's do this 20. Oof. This was a bad board. All right, Drought. I see you. Wow. This is awful. Oh, I hope I get something. I kinda didn't. I kinda didn't get anything. All right, let's do this 20. I mean, I gotta get something good. Should I just go for the 2 quads? I'm just gonna go for the 2 quads. Save my water. Okay. Ooh. This is garbage. Oh my gosh. I don't have 2 in anything. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna do at least one more. Give me something. Gave me nothing. Nothing at all. I think I gotta go again. I gotta get some points. What are you? No. Alright. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. Alright, well, I'm taking my wild card, and I'm out of water. Wow. Okay, okay, okay. What are you talking about? This board is being mean to me. Okay, I guess we're doing this 2 purples. I have not gotten above 2 on anything. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Woo! That's so bad. Wow, 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 wow. This is bad. Nothing. Holy cow. Alright. And that's not going to be good either. So, I mean, I might as well just get rid of all of these. They're not going to help me. Okay. This is going to be the lowest scoring monthly journal of all time. Okay. 2 sets, a new record. Holy cow. Do something good. Okay. Okay. 4 little happy guys. I'm taking that. This is the best I've ever done in this entire round. Okay, round 9. Great. Wow. Let's keep those in. Just for general happiness. Oh my gosh. I have to get rid of 2 of these anyways. Doesn't really matter. Fine. Okay. Well, maybe I'll get a perfect garden just on this roll. I did not get a perfect garden just on this roll. Wow. 2 out of here, 2 out of here, 2 out of here, 1 out of here. It doesn't matter, really. Okay. And then there's a pattern there. Sure. Give me something good. Give me nothing good. 0 blues. I gotta take the 0 on the blues. Wow. Oh, that was so bad. Okay. New best. Thank you. What is gardening school? Oh, sandbox? Sure. We'll see what it says. Happy flowers, blah, blah, yep. Unlimited water. Okay. Wow, a planter box. You can drag and drop flowers into the game board. Why? Is it just to make patterns? I guess. Is it gonna do anything, is my question. Huh. So, perfect gets me 140. Okay. Sure. How interesting. Alright, let's do one. Oh, challenges. What's in challenges? Oh, yes. That's a weekly, monthly, and replay. Archive. Total stars, 1. Not very good. And the next is in 1 day, 7 hours, 58 minutes. Okay. Let's do one more quick play. And we'll call it there. Yeah, Flyer's asleep when there's a duplicate in its row, column, or quad. Thank you. I do understand. I'm just not always happy about it. Okay. Wow. so many purples. I got so many purples there. Okay. So this row needs some serious help. Let's get rid of all of you. Huh. So if I were to get rid of this, is there anything that can go here? No. Nothing can go here to make it good. How about you? Also, no. So I have to get rid of 2. In fact, I might have to get rid of more than 2. I might have to get rid of... Well, okay. I need to get rid of one of these blues. And one of these. Okay, okay. So this is the problem here. Let's get rid of you. And you. Now I have a possible... Ooh, actually... Well, no, I have to get rid of you anyways. Which one? We'll leave 2 in each one. Okay. Woo! Of course. Of course. Alright. Come here. What a choice here. Same thing up here. Wow. Very symmetrical. Alright, so I gotta get 2 from here, 1 from here, 1 from here. So, but good on these. So let's get rid of you. That's good. And then... Oh. But then I have to get rid of both. Right? There's no way to do this. I can get rid of these two. Is there any way that... Okay, so I can keep 3 doing that way. I gotta get rid of 2 from here. Yeah, that's gotta be the one that I get rid of. Okay. Very similar choice here. Ooh, actually... No, I do have to get rid of. And then I'll get rid of these. So I have 1 left here, 2, 2, 2. Right now I'm working on the assumption that if I'm minimizing the number, like the degrees of freedom within any row, column, or quad, then that's generally better, right? Because I could do this, but then I would need 3 good rolls in here, and 1 good roll here. Is that better or worse? The 3 good rolls is complicated. Because they just need to not be the same. What is the math on getting 3 that are good for just this quad? Right, so it has to be, so it's like, it's 5 choose, it's 4 choose 1, because I can't get blue, times 3 choose 1, because I can't get either of those 2, times 2 choose 1. Okay, so that is 1 in 10. 1 in 10 chance of that going well. Versus this, right, where it's 3 choose 1 and 2 choose 1. So a 1 in 6. I think that's better, right? Those are better odds if I do it this way and maximizing those odds across the entire thing. 95 is pretty good, not gonna lie. What am I gonna get rid of here? Again, if I'm minimizing... Well, what could this be? This can't be any. This could be purple. Purple would work here. And this can be orange. So it is possible. I didn't get it. I, in fact, did worse than before I pruned it, but should have just gone with the pruning. Oh well. That was still a high-scoring round. Okay. So let's get those two out. We'll get this. These two. We'll maintain that row. Get rid of you. Okay. Sure. No. We'll do those two. And we'll do that one. Okay. Let's see. Something good, please. Oh, that was pretty good, actually. I'll take it. Okay, okay. I'm starting to figure out some of the math here. Not very good, though, so there's a lot more strategy than I'm figuring out. But that's cool. I like this game. Alright, let's do something else. Let's see. Alright, next game is... Actually, let's do a quick break, because the next one I think is going to be longer. So everyone get up, stretch, get some water, get a snack, do your things, get a beverage of choice, and meet back here in about 5-10 minutes. See you then. Bye! Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. Hope everyone had a good break. And goodbye, bot. I did realize I did the math way wrong in that last section. Because if I have 3 empty spaces, then there's an 80% chance that the first tile is good, and then a 60% chance that the second tile is good, and then a 40% chance that the last tile is good. So it is not quite 1 in 10, like I was figuring, but it is, whatever, 0.24 times 0.8, whatever that is. But anyways, that is a lower chance by 80%. Than getting 2 right in a row. So I think the logic still holds, even though the math was completely wrong. Anyways, we have a new game. This is Stillwater. By Studio Clump. So let's go ahead and check it out. Which, there's no audio yet, I believe. But it looks... Yeah, alright. We got audio. We got audio. Cool. Very atmospheric, I like it already. This is a work of fiction. The resemblance to any real-life people is purely coincidental. This game contains depictions of horror, mature themes, violence, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm sorry, but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going gungaga. Calm down. If we can just talk it out. So many strange things keep happening one after another. Every day there's a damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but I check every faucet, every ceiling, everything, and still I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Please listen to me. Oh, but the water. That damn water. Stillwater, perhaps. Water? Yes, it's everywhere. Pools of it are all over the house, and every time I try to mop it all up, another will appear. There's no end to it. Ah, but it's at night. It's at night when it comes. What are you talking about? I hear someone or something walking along the hallways at night. Maybe it's just my grandfather. No, Nina. It's not him. I thought it was, but it's not. But I've seen it. That thing. Hmm? I only glimpsed at it once, but I'm more than certain. That thing was not your grandfather. Ever since that night, I would lock my door and pray it would walk past my room. I don't know what's going on, but I swear it just keeps walking. Always walking on pools of water. Sometimes I hear them randomly. Their steps are erratic and faint, but I can still hear them. Just this steady pace up and down the halls. But I think recently, it's no longer like that. What do you mean? Every morning, I follow to see where the wet footprints lead. It walks towards something. More clearly than before. It would walk down the halls, climb the stairs, and turn corners. All of it, I'd follow. Eventually, the trail would come to a stop. It would all stop. Right by your grandfather's room. His room? If this is some sick joke to scare me away, then please stop. It's not a joke, Nina. I meant when I said there is something wicked going on in this house. That can't be true. I know this is a lot, but you have to believe me. I can't stay here any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay. I understand. But thank you for taking care of my grandfather up until now, and I'm sorry for all the stress I've caused you. I'll be sure to pay you right away as soon as I... Nina, listen to me! I don't know what's happening around here, but The woman on the phone cautiously looks around, turning her head constantly back and forth, looking over her shoulder to find, if any, others listening in. She grips the phone so close to her ear in a vice-like grip, before speaking again in a hushed tone. Something terrible is lurking in this house. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. Leave? I can't just leave everything behind. We have nowhere else to go. Please, Nina. Bella, please, Nina. This place is not safe. The rumors, they're true. The curse is real. My family is not cursed. But Nina, at this rate, you and your family will... Enough! A pause. Cold and sharp tenseness strains the call as both women, exhausted and stressed beyond their comfort, try to stifle their growing frustrations towards one another, neither yielding to the other's thoughts, only leaving anger and hurt to fester through the silence. After what feels like a suffocating stillness, Nina finally sighs heavily and responds bluntly to the caretaker. Look, I don't know what you heard or saw, but I can't just leave things like this. Whoever or whatever they are, they will answer to me. I won't let them have their way. I don't have time wasting my energy on this stupid curse. So if you can't help me, then so be it. I'll find a way. Nina, my grandfather is all I have left. He is all I have left. Oh, there is something there. Diner, 7 a.m. Amid a foggy morning, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. He drinks black coffee, and depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. And today, it was just black coffee. I swear, I've never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. Freaking mountain worth of it. You're a valuable member of our team, Hugo. My foot! I'm starting to believe that I was bamboozled into joining their agency. Hugo Laurent, age 30, takes a good look at his cup of joe and chugs it all in one sitting. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks out towards the early mist. There is something inherently terrifying about the fog to him, how it engulfs everything and nothing. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces. Proof of it remaining. Even in a quaint little town like this, I can't even run from my fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them from recent events, but mainly all were past headlines of missing person cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just as hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason for all of this. An all too personal reason. Seeing strange things comes with a price. In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds rough. Mind if I join, Kuya? An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts his train of thought. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. He then gathers the files and shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes this as an initiative and sits at the opposite end of the booth. He greets a waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty, bloody breakfast special with an extra plate. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to relay his order. The man then looks back at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and the now jumbled newspaper clippings, all the while Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today? I'm fine, Noah. I'm just not in the mood, okay? Not even a little? There's a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Well, too bad for you. I ordered a big breakfast for the two of us. Two? As if the world could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. Why the hell did you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. Wow. Mucking Masarup. Right, Hugo? Are you even listening to me? Come on. We both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will, and I'm not about to let you faint again. So, open wide. Noah DeLeon, age 27, a natural-born charmer, is also the only person in the world who lovingly threatens him to eat every day. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats a generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good. Right? Good food will always help cheer you up. Damn him, I got swept away again. Oh, by the way, the chief will be out for a business trip. She mentioned it'll be for a couple of days. When did she tell you this? I didn't hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think? Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. She didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? We technically have the day off. I'm gonna head back to the office. There's a couple of boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day. And pass up this opportunity to get to know you better, Kuya? Quit it. After their enlightening banter, the two of them finish their breakfast, pay for their meals, and head to Hugo's car. As Noah opens the door to the passenger's seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. The big dog stirs at the sound of the car opening and lazily stares at Noah. Ah, I'm sorry, big guy. He then closes the door while trying not to make too much noise to disturb its occupant. Colby. At the sound of his name, his heavy-lidded eyes slowly peek to see who calls for him. It is his one and only partner, his human. As if finally realizing who he is or where he is, the old bloodhound stirs up from his sleep, pounces at Hugo, and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. Mark. Good morning again, Colby. Had a nice nap? Colby, 8 years old, Hugo's most faithful and loving partner in crime, has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place. Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the back seat, chuckles to himself. He is amazed and slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden surge of energy. Ha! It doesn't matter how many times I try. When it comes to boosting up his mood, no one can beat Colby. Agency, 7:50 a.m. The three head back to the office. The space is just the same as Hugo left it. A decent, organized mess. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. Albeit could have been better. Wow, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Ah, shut it, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. Thanks, boy. Before Hugo could continue to give deserved head pats, he notices someone. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. She looks a bit frantic, and even more restless with her disheveled and ill-fitted clothes, drawing emphasis to her already too visible petite frame. The woman tries to grasp the door handle several times, but stops before she could touch it. Her brows furrow, agitated and distressed about something. So much to the point it is preventing her from just simply reaching out for help. However, when she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. I'm so sorry. I know that closed sign is up, but I saw you come in and... Are you alright, miss? I need your help! My grandfather, he... Before she can continue explaining, Noah swiftly cuts in front of Hugo and intervenes, in an all too practiced manner. It's okay, miss. We'll hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you sit right over here? There, even. Noah gestures to one of the empty seats at the other side of the office. The poor woman hesitates for a moment. She clutches desperately to the strap of her purse, her eyes focusing apprehensively on them, and at the gestured seat. After mulling over Noah's offer, she quickly glances back and nods. The woman then walks towards the corner of the room and sits at the edge of the sofa. Her posture is wary and tense, giving no sign of comfort for even this brief moment of peace. Can you start off by telling us your name? I apologize for earlier. I'm usually a bit more composed than this, but I guess I'm failing at that too. My name is Nina Mortimer. Ah, hello, Miss Nina. My name is Noah DeLeon. I am one of the assistants here. That big guy next to you is our other lovely assistant, Colby. And the one brooding over here is Private Investigator Hugo Laurent. I'm not brooding. I'm just tired. And our chief is away on business, but I think we can still accommodate you. So how can we help, Miss Nina? For just a moment, Nina appears a bit more lax, more hopeful, maybe even relieved from this warm welcome. However, she once again tenses up. The guilt and shame come rushing back to her, visible by the creases of her brow as she once again realizes why she is here. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Tonight? Yes, I know this is a strange request, but my hands are tied on this. It has to be tonight. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't quite understand. Is your grandfather in any danger? I think someone is trying to take him away. Take him? Miss Nina, I think you should contact the police right away. They are far more equipped at handling this kind of situation. No, they're not. I tried requesting their help, but they've given me the same answer verbatim for weeks now. They would send someone out to watch over the manor for the entire day, but by the end of their routine, they would always report back nothing unusual. They saw no one else leaving or arriving at the house other than me or the caretaker. And despite telling them all in detail about the letters and all the strange things that's been happening, there's nothing they can do about it, but just sit around until it escalates even more. I can't wait any longer. Any more than this and it'll all be too late. If only I knew who Lewis was. Lewis? She lets out a gasp, her hands shut out to cover her mouth, realizing she'd said too much so carelessly. She tries to avert their gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Miss Nina, who is Lewis? Are they the ones causing all of this? Once more she contemplates, her brows knit closely together as she bites her lips nervously. It's as if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out, too heavy to even utter. A mistake she can't take back. Before the silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Nina with a gentle and reassuring tone. Miss Nina, I know it's scary. All of the things you've mentioned to us so far, no one should ever have to experience. Especially by themselves. And I assure you we'll listen to all of it. I promise. Wild and manic eyes search deeply at them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give their time to simply listen to her. To actually help her. From this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside of one of the pockets, she takes out a single, slightly crumpled envelope with a pigmented red wax seal pressed in the middle. At a glance, Hugo can tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique. And yet, despite its delicate form, it remains well preserved, well kept. It's as if the letter itself was untouched by time, forever waiting to be opened. Grandfather has been receiving cryptic letters for the past month now. The letters didn't come with an address or the name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. This had the name Lewis on it. As she hands over the letter, Hugo notices her hand slightly shaking. Nina is still avoiding his gaze, but she knows she is trying in earnest. But before he could reach out his hand, he senses it. A faint shift in the room unnoticeable to the others, but all too glaringly clear to him. There is something very wrong with this letter. Suddenly, Hugo recoils his hand away in pain, like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously, so memorable, that even if the pain disappears within seconds, a hint of it remains. Something so small, akin to a prick from a rose's thorn. Or more like a paper cut. Are you all right? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. No, I'm fine, Miss Mortimer. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Hugo stares squarely at the cut. A thin red line starts to form slowly by the top of his index finger, trailing down and stopping just above the first crease. A red so clearly visible, it's taunting. That doesn't look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a band-aid. It's fine, Noah. I don't need one. But really, it's fine. It doesn't even hurt that much. Noah takes one good look at him before sighing exasperatedly and sitting back down in his chair, still eyeing on Hugo's hand. Hugo shrugs and returns his attention back to the letter, but this time, luckily, nothing happens. For to reach all the way out here with just a letter alone is truly terrifying. Carefully, he removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written message. A person named Lewis is asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight, needing to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking about this is not the letter itself. Peering at the bottom of the page, a message scrawled, unlike the rest, stands visibly out to Hugo. A message that shouldn't be there. Remember our promise, Henry. When did you receive this letter? Yesterday. And your grandfather? Where is he right now? He's currently back at the house with a caretaker. I promised him I wouldn't be out for too long. I made an agreement with them, you see. Oh, what sort of agreement? The caretaker, we have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. Before nightfall, they would leave exactly at the same time. Before nightfall. I wanted to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know this sounds gungaga, but at one point I thought everyone was in on it. The mail carriers, the officers, the caretakers, everyone had a hand at making our family suffer. But this one was different. Up until now, I've never heard of anyone by that name. Not a relative or a family friend. But they clearly know who grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina begins to break down. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue, all of it was finally catching up to her. Her body hunches forward, her hands pressed close to her eyes as she tries to cover the stream of tears running down her face. In act of comfort, Colby sits closer to Nina, while Noah fetches tissues for her. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled. She said this whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. Before the nightfall, I think there's more to this that she is not admitting. Whatever happened with the letter, I am more than certain. Certain that whoever or whatever Lewis is, they're coming for blood. Ooh, obviously we're gonna take the case. We got a choice. Do you want more tissues? We'll do it. We'll take your case. For a moment, everything goes still. Their eyes and attention are solely directed to Hugo, whose eyes have a certain glint to them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wipes away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. We're happy to help, miss. Nina. Please just call me Nina. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina smiles at Hugo and Noah in gratitude. Her eyes renew with a faint gleam, a hope that maybe things will change for her and her family for the better. However, before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more. She takes out a small piece of paper and a pen, and hastily starts jotting something down. I best be on my way now. I'll let grandfather know ahead of time you'll be coming. 4970 Church Street. Also, this is my address. I'll be sure to greet you all when you arrive. And thank you again, truly. She politely bows to them and walks out of the office, already reaching into her purse for her car keys. Hugo watches from his desk as she goes to open the driver's seat. Nina looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. She waves slightly at him before finally pulling out of the parking lot and driving off. Out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort these out later. Again. Da-da-da-da. Car, 5:30 p.m. Alright. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off from their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rear-view mirror to see any passing cars. But it was only them on the road. Noah, who normally chats his ear off by now, leans quietly against a car door as he looks out to the passing streetlights, reserved, and distant. He hasn't said a word to Hugo since they left the office. Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? What a surprise. Have you been looking at me, Kuya? No, you idiot. You usually talk a lot, that's all. So, do you miss me talking? Just say it. Do you believe her story? What? Given all the things she's told us, do you think she is telling the truth? Yes, I believe her. Or at least, I believe she hasn't lied to us. But I can't shake this feeling that she is hiding something. Like if she left out certain details on purpose. Also, why did she have to travel this far out of town for a private eye? Surely there must have been another one far closer to her home than ours. I just don't know how to explain it. As expected of you, Hugo. Are you making fun of me? No, not at all. I'm just admiring your observations. I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. But her last name caught me off guard. Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family that owned an esteemed fishing company. Well, they used to, I believe. They have yet to name an heir. What do you mean? Shouldn't it naturally go to Nina? It should, but I don't know. From what I heard, each time they try to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. Gone without a trace, or so anyone thought. Their bodies would soon turn up months after. And you know what's strange? All of them have been labeled as accidents by local news. No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They've been struck with so many tragedies that, over time, people began to believe they were cursed or something. Cursed. I think I can understand why she wouldn't go to the police again. They most likely thought she was seeing things, and went along with the procedures just to keep face. But deep down, they must have thought she had gone mad. I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there? Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Me? Why? Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital. Besides, 2 is better than 1. Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me. Well, have you heard that 3 is better than 2? Mortimer Estate, 6 p.m. Passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Nestled away from prying eyes, it stands tall, magnificent, and classic. Truly a rarity only afforded to the privileged. And yet, with all its opulence, it looms from a distance. Hugo and Noah can only gaze at the sheer scale of the manor. Its grand stature topples easily over the dozens of houses they drove past. Wow, look at the size of it. I could never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain weighs heavy on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His vision hazes as he leans close to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately heaves. The air in his lungs escaping too quickly burns as he feels his throat starting to strain, drawn tighter the more he breathes. But this pain pales in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No. Something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze fixed on him, like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. We'll be together soon, Henry. What the hell? Damn it, already? I need to hurry or else. Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice! It was so close to my ear, Is everything all right? Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded out from the trip, that's all. I'd be happy to make you tea at the very least. If it's no trouble. No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, this subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without saying another word. Are you sure you're all right? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't back out now. Listen to me. I think you should. Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands by the door silently, contemplating something. It's just like before, but this time she sees something even more anxious. Whatever unease she tried to mask earlier became more apparent the minute they walked closer to the front door. I haven't been quite honest with you, Detective. Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourselves what I mean. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grips on Hugo. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with a brightly lit hallway, Hugo notes immediately that the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floral accents and antique furnishings, the house itself exudes the word elegance. A classic and rustic charm with the walls and floorings made from the finest wood. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. However, he notices something even more distinct than the splendor. Behind the seemingly perfect veneer, an unsettling air wreathes throughout the house. Leaving no room for doubt, the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please, come this way. Bracing themselves, they enter the dimly lit drawing room. At first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette situated at the far corner. Only the sparse lighting from the window pierces through a fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the silhouette, Hugo now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have guests. Sitting on the armchair is a very young man, not much older than Hugo or Noah. He is dressed modestly and shares none of the imposing presence of the manor. No, rather, such luxury does not even remotely reflect on the man before them at all. It's as if the flow of time had stopped only for him, while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the letter, timeless, delicate, and jarringly out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed, with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Laurent and his two assistants, Colby and Noah. They're going to help us. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel unnerved. The man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them. And yet here he remains, forever unchanging, forever young. They've come a long way, so I'll be making some tea. Would you also like some, Grandpa? He does not reply back, nor does he glance at Nina or anyone else in the room. He only fixates his gaze on the rain, nothing else. I'll be sure to make a cup for you too. She then timidly gestures to Hugo and Noah back to the foyer. Bearing more questions, the two follow Nina outside. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There's an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will never end well. Nina, that man. Yes. He's my grandfather. The one I asked you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but Nina draws something out from her pocket. It's an old picture of a handsome man with slick-backed hair wearing the finest of suits. The gentleman in the picture has a different air to him, one of wealth and power, none of which reflects at all. Oop, hang on. Is there a way to look back? Perhaps not. Menu? No. History. There we go. None of which reflects at all on the current Henry Mortimer. It's almost as if looking at two different people. This isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. Then why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of water when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. Hello, Ageless. Welcome in. Hope you're having a superlative Saturday. What's going on? We are playing Stillwater from the Queer Games Bundle. It is a mystery visual novel and horror visual novel. I don't know. It's been pretty interesting so far. Going okay? Well, alright, fair enough. I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried that something fell over, so I went to go check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him up, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. And his face! I recognized his face. He looked younger. So many things were rushing through my head at the moment, and yet I knew he felt familiar to me. I know it sounds bizarre the more I talk about it, but that's what happened. That was also the same night I found that letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. The pools of water, the letters, Lewis, and now this. It's like Shadowgate Uninvited, where you have to find clues and stuff. I don't know if it's all that. I think it's more just a linear visual novel. We've made one choice so far in 45 minutes, so it's more just reading through the story. But I think there's going to be some more stuff later. I've been ignoring the signs for years and just blindly hoping things can get better if I try finding solutions on my own. But that's not enough anymore. Maybe my family really is cursed. No, they're not. Curses aren't real. Detective? I think we easily got too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In truth, the ones who fixate on it make it their reality. Rumors, doubts, lies, all those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, those emotions drag other people down with them. There's a time-traveling man in front of us. I don't know if we can be so hasty to say curses are not real. Love the detective's line? Yes, a lot of ... dots in this game. Personally, I think you were caught up in all of this. But I assure you, we'll see this through. For you and Mr. Mortimer. Thank you. Good. Now, our first priority is to find out more about Lewis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency, do you have it with you? Yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are you going to do with it? I've searched everything on that letter and I still couldn't come up with clues. I'll be using it as a reference, or a guide if you will. I'm afraid I can't discuss too much of the process. Trade secret and all. Of course. I'll check upstairs. Noah, you and Colby check the ground floor. Got it. Before they leave to do their own investigations, Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder. He leans in, close enough for Nina to not hear. Keep a close eye on Mr. Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. I don't want her to be dragged any more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep her safe. Hugo, you... Fine. But remember, yell for me, okay? I know. Thank you, Noah. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. With a final nod at them, Hugo then goes towards the staircase and heads upstairs. Noah stares for a moment longer at Hugo's back before he disappears into the first floor. He then turns to look at Colby. Well, it's time we get to work. Right, Colby? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, investigation start. Okay, maybe we are gonna do things. The objective is to look around the area for objects to proceed the story, so we are doing it. There you go. Perfect time, Ageless. Use the arrows or the arrow keys to move to a different area. Outlines will appear on a clickable object. On the top right is the hint button. Click it will highlight an object you missed. Cool. Let's talk to Colby. Sweet. Alright. Mr. Mortimer still sits motionless by the corner of the room, his gaze never leaving the rain. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of, lines in this that have been, like, scene enders. Okay, let's check this. A delicate arrangement of violets and white roses. They seem to be fresh and fairly new. An old rotary dial telephone. It looks like it's still in good use. A large bookshelf stands close to the entranceway. It contains a couple of photo albums and a few phone books. Have I not clicked on all the things? Ooh, hang on. I accidentally unmaximized the game. Okay. There was more over here, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. And yes, this is from the Queer Games Bundle. You can check out all of these 600 games and TTRPGs and zines and music and stuff at fellasisit.gay. Only $60 to get all of them, which is now less than the price of a AAA video game. Frames decorating the walls are covered in white sheets, veiled with a thin lining of dust on top of each one. Ooh. Wow, there are so many paintings covering the walls. Are there more like this all over the house? Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day, but sadly, he doesn't do that anymore. Nina, I can't help but notice the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. I covered them up for my grandfather's sake. For his sake. Yes, he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. There were many times when he would mutter to himself and would just stare at the paintings for days on end. It worried me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then, he hasn't stared at any of them. He just sits quietly, looking outside. I see. About the paintings, I also noticed they all have a similar theme. They all had water in them. Stillwater. I know this isn't a coincidence, since you told us before, but if there's anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Noah, can I ask you a question first? Sure, go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? Mermaids? I don't suppose I do, why? Casting her gaze to the floor, Nina anxiously fidgets and tightly clasps her hands together. She then briefly sighs and continues. Well, there's this story. They said the thing. I said the thing. They got close, though. There's this story, or rather, more like a fairy tale, that my family has passed down. A fairy tale? Yes, well, it feels like one to me. It was about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Every day and night he would go out by the shore to gaze at her beauty, but one day she vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined, he would still sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new lands beyond and back, he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all throughout his journey, and made him one of the wealthiest and most highly respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he gained from his travels, he never found the mermaid again. She would only be a dream. Nothing more. And that's the end of the story. It doesn't end happily, but I guess there's a lesson behind all of it. I just never understood it. Is Louis the mermaid? What do you think happened to the mermaid? I know it's an exaggeration, and yet I can't help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I would wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again. Or at least, that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other? Yeah, I think so at least. I wouldn't want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard being alone. A journey all by yourself. Mortimer Estate, 11:30 p.m. Oh, we're cruising now. After searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. Hugo walks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From the customized window drapes to the vintage furnishings, everything here exudes that extravagance. But much like the interior Hugo has seen so far, he finds this one in particular reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall, a gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is moldering, despite its preserved nature. Okay, let's check this chest. A classic wooden chest lies at the foot of the canopy bed. Its lock still firmly holds, safeguarding whatever is inside. Boop, 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 boop. What else we got? Ooh, nothing. Okay, fair enough. Keep your secrets then. Oh, here we go. Scattered pieces of paper, all forgotten, lie waiting on the cold floor. Heavily etched markings are found scrawled all over the papers. Okay, you don't want to read those heavily etched scrawlings? Alright, let's look at the book. A leather-bound journal rests on the edge of the table. Its pages are torn out so haphazardly that the binding itself is starting to fall out. Well, I guess that answered that question. Atop the fireplace, unblemished and unmarked by time, hangs a curious and familiar painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. An old photo of a lost time, a sweet summertime memory of a little girl with her beloved grandfather. Okay, ooh, here's the tea. A pristine pearl white tea set sits patiently by, untouched and unused for quite some time. How about over here? Okay, just you then. A meticulously organized set of academic books, ranging from nonfiction to geography, are all on display. Now, would you say geography is not nonfiction? However, hidden away beyond the vast collection are some children's fairy tales, all carefully kept. I need to hurry. I don't want to stay here for too long. Mortimer Estate, 11:50 p.m. It's been 20 minutes. He searches and searches, and still there is no sign of Lewis. To Hugo, even if there is a fragment, a singular thread to that person, to their real selves, he could find them. But there is nothing. Oh, he's searching. Not one thing pertaining to him. It's as if the thought of Lewis barely exists at all. What's going on? I clearly sensed that presence from before, but it's gone again. Damn it, I wish I had more time. No, calm down, it has to be here. I just need to focus. He ponders again, retracing every step and every little detail, hoping that he overlooked something. Yet all he knows is that the one tangible thing that connects him, that tethers so closely to this space, and most of all to Henry, is the letter. Words of promise, of love, all delicately etched onto the page, but tainted with a powerful and dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted. From the very start of all of this, Hugo believed that whoever Lewis was, they were the ones responsible. Hello, Bio, welcome in. Ooh, 22. 23 months even. Thank you for the subscription. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you're having a superlative Saturday. We are playing Stillwater, a mystery game from the Queer Games bundle. Streak is 22 months, I see. Does that make sense? Maybe. You took a month off, perhaps. I don't know. I see different numbers. Um, I think it's about to get supernatural. It's been lately supernatural up until now. From the very start of all this, Hugo believed that whoever Lewis was, they were the ones responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their haunting for good, to bring them peace and to move on. However, that isn't the case anymore. The natural force that binds everyone so closely together in this family is not the cause of an angry spirit. No, it's something far more devious than that. As he takes the letter out from the envelope, he notices a change within. Bearing no foreboding threat at the bottom of the page, it looks just like a regular letter, or rather, what it once was. A sad and tragic love. If you can't come, then I understand. Things have gotten more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? I'm sorry, Henry, for everything. It hurts to see you so torn up like this. I would never hurt you or drag you along with me. If this is to be our farewell, then can I ask you one last favor? Could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd be happy to know it's safe with you. My heart will forever be yours, Henry. With love always, Lewis. So this was the true letter. A small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around its fingers. Quiet and soothing. The fragment Hugo was searching for. Lewis, I'm sorry. You were also a victim in all this, too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. It's a chest! Hugo turns his head towards the sound and sees the chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well, left to rot on its own. Suddenly he stops at the sound of a sweet voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace. Come here, my dear, sweet boy. Let's go to the painting. Why not? There, mounted by the fireplace, is a painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. Her pale skin is incandescent, brilliantly prominent against the contrast to the dark, murky waters to keep her hidden, keep her bound to the canvas. Hugo stares intensely at the picture. An emphatic sorrow swells within him, disarming his very senses and forcing him to inch closer, surrendering himself to the sweet song. Poor thing, how lonely you must feel. You are a lot like him, like Henry. As Hugo approaches closer and closer to the painting, and his mind screaming to run, he sees it. He can finally see beyond the facade the lady portrays, for what the painting truly is. But don't worry, I can take away that sadness. A deformed creature, a mermaid, floats above the surface. The voice whispers. Large hollow eyes stare back, boring deeply into his eyes. Her skin is melting, bleeding heavily this black ichor as it gushes out from the canvas. Ichor? Ichor? I never know. Some of it starts to hit not only the floor, but at Hugo as well. The black, viscous tar clings persistently onto him, unrelentless as they continue to pile up. And then he feels it. What drew him initially to the thing. I wonder if I should have saved before clicking on that. Ichor, perhaps. That sounds right. A deep sense of longing rushes through him, snuffing out what little control he had left, finally embracing this nature. To come home. Take my hand. Without hesitation, Hugo reaches out his hand while his body leans it in closer to the mermaid. She grabs and pulls him in. Not once looking back, he dives and follows after her, returning to nothing. Bad end. Beyond the painting. Uh-oh. Okay. I didn't save ever. I'd like to see... Is it gonna start me at the... Oh, come on. Alright, we're gonna maybe have to click back through. Yeah, okay. That works. We never saw reject the case. I think that's probably another ending, but let's just go, don't go into the... So how's everybody doing? I did get sucked into a painting. Ba-da-ba-ba. Oh, I have to look at all the other stuff first. I see how this all works. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, I'm still on skip mode. That's okay. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop. Boop. Boop. I literally got siren songed. Okay, well now I know. And I'll save before my next big... That was not that bad, actually, but... don't go to the painting. We're not going to the painting this time. No, stay focused, Hugo. I won't let it get to me. Preparing himself, he heads towards the chest and opens it. Inside, scrambled together are bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Young man found dead by the lake. An unidentified young man was found the morning of XXXX, 3 days prior to his death according to police. Ruled as a suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This certainly is a tragic loss, an unfortunate event indeed. Blah 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 comments. No claim of his body has been made yet. Lewis. By the corner of Hugo's eyes, he spots a bright glint buried beneath the clutter. The locket! He reaches for it. A locket of brilliant gold shines unblemished, retaining a timeless luster. Inside it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses, smiling brightly. This must be the locket he was talking about. Let's snooze these ads for a bit. I think we're close to the end. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. And this picture. Did he put this here? No, it might have been Henry. But why would he store it away like this? What should I do? Okay, we're gonna save is what we're gonna do. Boop-a-doop-boop. Okay. I think we take the locket. I should probably hold on to this for now. Take it to him, please. Lewis? A gentle but distant plea echoes in Hugo's heart. A forgotten ache of yearning and regret grips him deeply. Feelings not of his own start to rise like small ripples on a pond, wanting to be found again and remembered. Don't worry, I'll bring it to him. I'll make sure of it. Hugo's about to put everything back in the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. It's Colby! What? Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor. It is not Colby. It is the Stillwater trying to get us. That's not great. We are gonna die. Maybe we should not have taken the locket. At least I saved. Already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no! Suddenly the lights shut off. A scream is heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Ah! Hugo's about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of pale feet before him. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. It appears as a young man, but Hugo knows it's far from it. No, this very thing is trying to imitate a human form. Remember when I was like, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to call curses? He's like, no, curses aren't real. But also there are supernatural things. It feels like if this is not a curse, then it's very close to what you would call a curse. Like if you were describing what a curse is, it would probably be identical. Trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. It's just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time is drawing nearer, inching ever so closely. The words to call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. It's not a curse. It only shares 99 of the 100 characteristics of a curse. Exactly. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Don't get in my way. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip, and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurs and his breathing is haggard. He staggers towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fuck. Noah, Colby! To his dismay, he's only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it! From a distance, he faintly hears the sounds of Colby's relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so. Like being underwater. His movements slow and drawn out, as if being dragged down by that thing. Fuck this! Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs a chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks get larger with each blow, splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made out of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all the strength he has left for a final blow. Damn you, just break already! Crash. Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any railing he can grab hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the vines. Hang on. Snoozing ads. Grabbing a handful of the vines. Carefully, he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Death by falling, seems like he's going to use the ivy, so... But also possible. He is being a lot more active than I would have assumed a detective would be. Yet, to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches start to tear away from the wall. Yeah, he's gonna die. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hand slips out of reach. Shit! Clamoring wildly as he loses grip on the ivy, he crash lands down into a thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. You, sir, are 30. But I did give you a smoker voice, so, you know. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There's still time. I can do this. I have to do this. He's just so curmudgeonly. It feels like the right voice for him. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake, where this tragedy starts and ends. Bum bum bum! Lake, ? Time? Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby, Noah, where are you? He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. You are definitely concussed, by the way. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa! Let me go, my grandpa, he's... No, Nina, it's dangerous. You'll get hurt too. I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. It's at that instant Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing in Nina's stead. Hugo? No, don't! Please fall deaf to his ears. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner could make him turn back. Determined, he forges ahead. Nearing the deep end of the lake, he sees Henry Mortimer, gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled than before. Well, he didn't look frail and disheveled at all before, so that makes sense. It's as if all the life he's lived up until this point has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself, and surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me! Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to shore with me! Motionless and unresponsive, he stares deeply into the water. The haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives. And you're one of them! To Nina, you're all she has left! She needs you, Mr. Mortimer! Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina. However, just as cruel and violent as a storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. No, all of this is my fault. If only I got to Lewis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me. He was patient with me. And yet, for all the things he's done, I chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him. Henry backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer! His manic eyes never straying away from Hugo as he keeps his distance from him. Lewis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserved so much more, and I wished... Henry struggles over his words. He clasps tightly to his shirt, his throat dry and taut from all he has bottled up. From all those repressed and silent years of just waiting. Waiting for this curse to finally take him. I wished I had gone with you that night, Lewis. Sir, even if you still covet that wish, it wouldn't resolve anything. Snoozing's mads, boop 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 boo. Not for you or Lewis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understood if you didn't want to come see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Lewis never thought anything less of you. He said so in his letters to you. Huh? His letters? For the longest time, I wanted to believe he hated me for that. Resented me for that choice. Or at least, I thought it was easier for me to think it that way. How long has it been since I talked about him? It's been too long, sir. But that's why. You don't have to shoulder all that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All of it. Together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first. What fool believes in a deserved forgiveness? Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, a hand slithers around Henry's instead. Ruh-roh. Its arms unnaturally contort around him, while its head perches on his shoulder. This thing. This Lewis is no longer pretending to be human. With piercing cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved. We can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him. Into the abyss. Question mark, question mark, question mark! Unknown time, unknown place. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shocks running rampant throughout his body, like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers, fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs, hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out from him. He tries desperately to wrench its hands away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis, where are you, Lewis? It's looking for Lewis? Digging deep into his coat's pocket, he grasped tightly in his hand the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten. Good thing we brought it, holding it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. There you are. It releases its grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and kicks with all his might to grab Henry's arm. With his hardened body screaming in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to. As the lights from the surface begin to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out and his energy spent, this is all he can do. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming toward them, getting closer and closer. And then, everything fades to black. Unknown time, unknown place. Drifting along with what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave, not knowing where he's going, or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he had a good night's rest? It's been too long. Maybe I should take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Lewis. You've done so much for me and Henry. I can't thank you enough. No worries. That's how you know this was written by a millennial. Not, you're welcome. No worries. I wanted to thank you for watching over me. And also, I want to apologize for my remarks from before. I really thought that I had things figured out once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. It's alright, really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. Lewis. I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles. To keep me safe from them. But I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry. Fate weaved its thread back to you, our tangent, connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I am forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Lewis. Well, now I don't know what to think. He gave a no worries and a you're welcome. From a far off distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning for him to return. Well? Nope. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Lewis. So I guess he's a spirit medium? Lake, unknown time. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound, whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo! He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. Eyes shot right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Noah starts to pat his back while Kobe continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Mortimer? He's safe. So is Nina. They're both okay. The police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Is there more you have to say to me? Isn't there more you have to say to me? Instead of, thank goodness, I swear. You don't listen to a damn word I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh. He then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Laurent? Oh, Nina! There's someone I want you to meet. Behind her stands an elderly man. He does not look that elderly, even then. Frail in stature, he timidly looks to the side pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth had long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They're no longer a piercing and vicious green. Only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective? I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I always thought about it every day. What if Lewis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her. The one to blame for all of this. But you, someone I've never met, still went out of your way to save me. Not knowing my burdens or my faults. I mean, you are paying me for this. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. Before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hands one last time. I hope that someday you too will overcome it. Setting up a franchise. The next day, 8 a.m. Well, good morning, Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervor and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although, by closer inspection, it looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours, too. I will. But since I haven't had any breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself. Breakfast. Let me guess. 2 is better than 1? Bingo! Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Ah, shut it, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen off the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Noah could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it. Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know, it was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. And also the bill. And? Surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Lucky us, right? So what, you just called it a day after all of that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you pay for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off. Said we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. You know what? He's right. After all that we went through, we deserve at least a nap. But before he could walk away, he stops and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Good morning, you two. Just barely a foot through the door, a certain bloodhound stirs up from its resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Ah, good morning to you too, Colby. Nina scratches behind one of Colby's ears, making his right foot unconsciously move on its own, scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you you here this time around? Is everything all right with your grandfather? Yes, he's doing pretty well, actually. Even better than before. We talked so much last night, I hardly slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I last spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there is something else I wanted to ask the both of you for. To put it bluntly, I need your help. If you two aren't busy, I'd like some company eating these. Inside a clear plastic bag are a stack of 2 boxes placed on top of one another. She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts, all lined perfectly. No cramped or squished spaces. A work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts? They look so delicious. Oh, we're more than happy to eat these with you, Nina. There he goes again with his donuts. But yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We're about to have our breakfast, too. Weren't we, Kuya? Always so brazen in front of others. You do make it exceptionally easy for me. You both have such great chemistry with each other. On second thought, I'm way too tired for this. I'm gonna have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. But truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee and I'm about to pass out any minute now. No worries. Honestly, I think a little break time sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Hugo puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Colby follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. I guess we save these for later then. Yes, yes, please do. Now come, now come on, it's nap time. I guess we're all going to sleep together in the detective's office. Noah sighs heavily before setting down the food on his desk. He then gestures Nina towards the sofa, in which she happily takes his offer and joins them. Oh, I'm getting old. I mean, you are old. Shut it! This is really nice. Aw, good boy, Colby, come here. Nina quietly coos at him and begins to scratch at the back of Colby's ears once more. Yeah, literally group nap time, I guess. Hugo leans a little closer to Noah, and his voice above a whisper, but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad that you came along yesterday. Oh, what's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? I call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there... Look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Get some rest. You deserve it. You two. A calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. No big parties or celebrations. Just each other's company and sharing this small reward. A small and warm comfort. Good end. Case closed. Bam. Got it. That was fun. I do wonder if they have made more or they're going to make more. But yeah, just a small little mystery visual novel. I like the characters, and the art was really good too. So I think that's probably gonna do it for this stream. Maybe, let me see. Maybe I can do another small game. What do I have that's small? Let's do this one. No, that's fine. We'll just see who's on to raid 2. I don't have that prepared. Ba-da-ba-ba. Nah, that's fine. No one I particularly want to raid into. So we'll just end the stream there. Thanks everybody for stopping by. We'll be back, I guess, on Tuesday in September, with more queer games. It's still going for another 10 days, so go check that out. Pick it up, share with your friends. There is a pay what you can option starting at $10 if $60 is too much for you, so definitely check that out as well. And yeah, we'll continue looking at all these great games that are in the Queer Games bundle. So thanks everybody, and on behalf of my Monster Plush of the Week, Eggbug, and I, we hope you have a superlative rest of your Saturday. Goodbye!